It's Victor Osimhen again.
Who else but Victor Osimhen?
And Osimhen scores. And Osimhen scores on the rebound.
Osimhen.
Osimhen is Victor Osimhen.
Osimhen! That is world class. And it might well prove to be the winner.
So Victor Osimhen seems to be the striker that everyone's talking about at the moment, and with 2 goals in 4 Champions League games and 18 goals in just 19 Serie A games, who can blame them? But of course the big question is he the striker to take Manchester United to a whole new level? Well, of course, look at the Super Eagles striker. To say that he would be a missing puzzle piece for Manchester United would be a bit insulting to the Red Devils, considering they are in the Carabao Cup final and they've just beaten Barcelona in the Europa League.
Hey, that's pretty good.
But of course, a big question that has been asked of the Red Devils this season is, are they too dependent on Marcus Rashford? As we know, he scored majority of their goals this season, and without him in this Manchester United squad, it might be like Bielsa without a translator. Sure, it might still be good, but no one will know what's going on.
Para el partido de Ipswich.
And of course, having that depth in a striker and one of the most promising strikers out there could be brilliant. We've obviously seen this link between Manchester United and Victor Osimhen over the last year or so, and the Napoli president has come out to say that the £100 million striker is not for sale, which, I mean, if you ask me, if you put a price tag on him and you call him a £100 million striker, then you say he's not for sale, it doesn't totally link up.
No, he's got a point.
And I think in the modern game of football, if you look at the players who have gone for £100 million, in the Premier League specifically, asking for £100 million for one of the most informed strikers out there is not a bad deal. I mean, scoring 20 goals in 24 games across all competitions, I mean, as a Manchester United fan myself, comparing him to Wout Weghorst, it's not the worst replacement in the world. And as I said, if you have a striker like him in your team, who I think perfectly suits the Red Devils system, I think this is the signing that will take Manchester United to a whole new level. Of course, looking at the strikers that United have signed in recent years, they've gotten a lot of older strikers, and this time around, if you get a young 24-year-old who I said is in the prime of his career at the moment, maybe he's not even at that level, I think this is the man to bring Manchester United trophies, which is exactly what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about the Super Eagles striker, what he's accomplished throughout his career so far, but most importantly, how he would suit Manchester United and impact them in the long run. But of course, as I said, before we jump into what he can do for the club, let's look at what he's done so far, because just like me trying to find happiness throughout my life, this has happened for a number of years.
Okay.
Because look at his time before Napoli, even playing in the French league, scoring 18 goals in 38 games for Lille, even winning Lille's player of the season. Even for the Nigerian national team, scoring 15 goals in 22 games for them, which I don't think people realize me just saying numbers like that without actually focusing on it, how impressive that actually is. I mean, at 24 years old, considering he's the 9th top goal scorer of all time for the Super Eagles of Nigeria, I can say without a doubt that he will end up breaking that record. Looking at him in terms of his style of play, once again, that's a very important aspect to look at. Now, I would consider him a proper number 9, a proper poacher of the goal. All 18 goals of his in the Serie A this season have been from inside the box, which once again, if you join Manchester United and you've got players like Rashford, like Bruno Fernandes, like Eriksen, players who really do well to run on the ball, you don't need everyone else to run around. You just need players in the right position to score the goals, which, as I said, having a 10-foot striker like Wout Weghorst, the fact that he's not doing it is really hindering their ability to depend on other players to score goals, other than Marcus Rashford. Of course, looking at Victor Osimhen, he's 6'1", meaning that he will win headers, because looking at his 18 goals this season, he scored 5 headers, he's gotten 2 goals with his left foot, and the other 11 with his right foot. He's known for scoring goals after beating the last defender by a yard or two, as he's one of the fastest strikers out there, which once again, if you put him up front in this Manchester United system and you have a player like Marcus Rashford, once again, having fast strikers like that, once again, with players like Bruno Fernandes who can pass it out from the back to beat the last defender, I think that would suit Manchester United's system perfectly. Once again, jumping into more how it would fit Manchester United, as we know they have been playing a 4-2-3-1 formation as of late, and once again, very similar to what Napoli have been using in the Serie A. Looking at the way that they can play, how it kind of suits Man United, once again, it allows a bit more leniency in terms of the fullbacks. As we know, Luke Shaw, a player who's been brilliant at getting up front lately, as a modern day fullback. If he's able to get up that left wing side, Marcus Rashford can move a bit more inwards, along with Victor Osimhen, creates more attacking options for Luke Shaw to cross into the box. Same with Dalot from the right hand side. Obviously, looking at the centre-back partnership of Martinez and Rafael Varane, two ball-playing centre-backs, which once again, if you've got a reliable striker up front who's got the pace on him, not Foden Weghorst, it suits the system much more perfectly. Once again, with your two central midfielders, they don't have to do as much work in terms of creating attacking opportunities as Bruno Fernandes can take more of that role. Once again, in terms of that right winger side, not too sure what Manchester United will do there, whether they use Elanga, whether they use Sancho, whether they use Garnacho. Once again, having a lethal striker up forward like Osimhen, and it really takes the weight off of the shoulders of the wingers so that they don't have to run as much and that they are a bit more match fit, that you can push further for the 90 minutes. Once again, looking at a striker like Victor Osimhen, if he can use his pace to get inside of the box, and if you've got the passing ability of Bruno Fernandes, even the likes of Marcus Rashford, who doesn't have to run into the box that much, that doesn't always have to score that match-winning goal, I do think Osimhen is the perfect striker for this Manchester United team. But of course, ladies and gentlemen, that is pretty much it for today's video. Once again, extremely short video, but I did want to give you guys my thoughts and opinions on what I think Victor Osimhen would do for the Red Devils. Once again, I'm an absolutely gigantic fan of the striker. I think he's one of the best young African strikers out there, and you guys know I love my African football content. As I said, I just think he fits the system perfectly. I think the way Manchester United play with their attacking fullbacks, very high defensive line in terms of the way that they pass around the opposition's defense, and they use pace, the explosive pace in fact, to beat the last defender. Once again, I think Victor Osimhen would be the perfect man. 24 years old, once again, very impressive. I believe this would be building for the future, and we don't just have to buy like 35-year-old strikers every single season. Guys, I hope that you did enjoy this video. Once again, if you did, don't forget to subscribe down below for more content like this, along with leaving a like down below. Can we please get this video to 20 likes? And of course, let me know down below, do you think Victor Osimhen is the man to take United to the next level? As I said, obviously they are in the Carabao Cup final. They've just beaten Barcelona in the Europa League, so it's not like they're in dire needs. But of course, if something happens to Rashford, I am worried about them. And hey, it's never bad to have squad depth anyway. But guys, hope you've been well. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you all very, very soon. Finn, F-Y-N-N. Cheers.